bring them up one by one. Let's have a warm welcome for Professor Gloria House. Professor Gloria House. As many of us know her as Aneb. Aneb holds a master's degree from Berkeley, the University of California at Berkeley, and a doctorate in American cultural history from the University of Michigan. She has been actively engaged in community issues and international solidarity causes, and has written poems and essays that have appeared in numerous journals and anthologies. She has published 3 poetry collections, as well as a study of the political uses of public spaces. From 1992 to 1996, she was a visiting professor and director at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, Republic of South Africa. Professor House is Professor of Humanities and Director of the African American and African Studies Program at the University of Michigan in Dearborn. Let's have a warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Brother Abiome. I'm so happy to be in the number. That is the number of all of you brothers and sisters who are committed to the struggle, who will not be moved, who will struggle for justice and peace. So happy to be among you. Want to give honor and recognition and remember Dr. King, of course. I want to call attention to and recognize my sister out in the audience, sitting quietly, Ms. Donna Smith from Alabama, also a sister who dedicated a good part of her life to the struggle. And of course, I'm so happy to be with my sisters who are part of the beloved community of SNCC. Boss, sister, Martha, says we're supposed to read from the book. But the time is so short, and you can read from the book when you have the time, right? She wants you to know some of our stories. She thinks, and it is important. We want to share the stories, that's why the book is here. But I want to be brief. So I'll just say, I'll mention the part she wanted me to read. And last night I was talking with Gwen on the phone, and I said, you know, Alabama is in my heart. That is where I served in SNCC as a field secretary. Alabama is my heart. It's where I decided I would be a full-time organizer. I would be in the struggle for life. That's where I made that decision. And Gwen said, yes, that was your baptism by fire. And it truly was. I witnessed the murder of a very close friend who had committed his life to struggling for justice, Jonathan Daniels. I witnessed the wounding of another friend, Father Morrisseau from Chicago, who was wounded so badly that he was crippled for a good part of his life. So yes, it was a baptism by fire, but it was a beginning too. It was a beginning of a long, long commitment to work for the freedom that we were so engaged in working for down here in Alabama. I wrote a poem for you, for all of us who would be here this morning. So that's the contribution I want to make. So Martha will forgive me that I haven't read it. One of the most beautiful pieces in the book was written by my sister Jean Wiley. And she said, you know, I'm so happy to be a SNCC woman. We have attitude. So, anyway. As long as there are homeless women huddled against warm grates in the street, as long as there are babies languid from hunger hanging against their mothers' bodies, as long as our children sit vacant-eyed or seething with anger in what used to be schools, as long as hundreds of thousands of our youth spend the most productive years of their lives behind bars because the rulers of the nation of their birth have contrived it so. As long as our homes go up in fire in winter because corporations control the earth's energy. So long as we die long before we should because health care is reserved for the rich. As long as we are turned out of work so that workers abroad can be forced into slavery for pennies. As long as the corporate lies grow fatter and fatter as their profits escalate. So long as all these outrages persist, we'll occupy the streets. We will occupy the only territory left to us, the territory of human dignity, the territory of truth-telling, the territory of no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.